Welcome back, Curry Crew. Today we have another delicious recipe for you, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorites, and we're back again with an Indian meets a non-Indian recipe fusion, and it's going to be great. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into our recipe. We're going to interrupt your video right now just to let you know that we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, guys. So if you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down there so that you can watch all of the new videos that we post every week. We're going to post 2 videos every week. You want to make sure you see those recipes. So click subscribe and then punch that notification bell so you know when the videos come out. And now, back to your video. So today we're making a butter paneer pizza. So first we need to start making our sauce. So take 3 chopped tomatoes and drop them into a blender. Blend until smooth and then pour into a medium-sized saucepan and turn on the stove to about medium to low heat. Then into our tomato puree, we will add in half of a dried cinnamon stick, 3 to 4 cloves, and 1/2 tablespoon of cardamom seeds. Give it all a nice mix until you can no longer see the cloves and cardamom seeds floating on the surface. Cover with a lid and cook until the mixture starts bubbling. This should take roughly about 7 to 10 minutes. Once it starts bubbling, you can remove the lid, and then into this we will add in 1/2 inch of chopped ginger and 4 to 5 cloves of garlic and 1 green chili roughly chopped. Give it all a nice mix and cook for about another 7 to 8 minutes. After about 7 to 8 minutes, turn off the stove and allow the mixture to cool down. After which we will blend it again until it is pureed, and then we will move on to the next steps. Once the mixture is blended, clean the pan, and then into this we will add in 1 tablespoon of butter and 1/2 tablespoon of oil. Allow the butter to melt, and then into this we will add in our blended mixture from earlier, but we will pass it through a strainer in order to get rid of the pulp from our tomatoes. You can also add a 1/4 cup of water to help make the straining process easier and quicker. Then into this we will add in 1/4 cup of tomato sauce or tomato puree. If you don't have tomato sauce, you can combine 1 tablespoon of tomato paste with a little bit of water and then add that in. Next, add in about 1/4 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. You can add a little bit less if you don't want it to be too spicy. Then we will also add in salt to taste and give it all a nice mix. Next, add in 1/4 cup of heavy cream and give it all a nice mix. And then we will take 1/4 cup of cashews and blend them into a fine powder and add it into our gravy. Give it another mix, and then add in a pinch of garam masala and give it one more mix. Last but not least, we will add in 1/2 tablespoon of sugar and give it one final mix. Then our butter paneer sauce is all done and ready for us to use. So now let's move on to the paneer. So into a skillet, we will add in 1/2 teaspoon of oil and allow it to heat up over medium to low heat. Then into this, we will add in 1/2 teaspoon of amchur powder or dried mango powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin coriander powder, a pinch of red chili powder, a pinch of garam masala, salt to taste, and a pinch of black pepper. Give it all a quick saute, and then add in 150 grams of paneer that has been cut into cubes. Give it all a quick mix until the spices coat all of our paneer pieces. Then we will add in 1/2 tablespoon of heavy cream and give it another mix and saute until the paneer is nice and golden brown. Once that is done, you can remove the paneer from the pan, and then into this same pan, we will add in 1/2 an onion that has been chopped into slices and 1/2 a bell pepper or capsicum that has also been chopped into slices. Give it a quick 1 to 2 minute saute. Don't overcook it or else your veggies are going to lose their crunch, and we want it to retain that because it's going to be a nice addition to our pizza. Once the veggies are done, we can move on to our assembly. So in our case, we're using fresh pizza dough, but you can also use frozen or like a ready-made pizza crust, or make yours from scratch. There's tons of great pizza dough recipes all across YouTube, so you can always choose one to your liking and go from there. If you are using fresh pizza dough, After you roll out your dough and place it onto your baking tray, you want to use a fork or something else to poke some holes into your pizza. You don't want to go all the way through the dough, just on the surface. And what this will do is it'll allow your dough to bake in the oven without having a ton of air bubbles that show up in the middle of your dough. If you are using the fresh dough, we will bake our dough in the oven by itself for about 5 to 7 minutes first before we move on to our toppings, because we want to make sure our dough is cooked. But once we add in our toppings, it's going to get very soggy and the dough won't cook in time. So our oven is set to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or about 230 degrees Celsius. So we will bake our base of our dough for about 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. And then once we bake our base, we will then take it out of the oven and then add in about half of our sauce. This recipe makes 2 medium-sized pizzas, so you can use the sauce accordingly. Once you add in the sauce, then you're going to add some shredded low moisture mozzarella on top, or you can use a pizza blend cheese, whatever it is you feel like using. Then we will add in our paneer pieces, and last but not least, we will add in our onions and peppers. Finally, we will top with some more cheese, and then back into the oven it goes for about 10 to 12 minutes, or until the cheese on top melts completely and turns a bit golden brown. After about 10 to 12 minutes, you can remove the pizza from the oven and allow it to cool for a few minutes before you cut into it. But here we have our pizza, guys, fresh out of the oven. It smells so good and it looks even better, and I can't wait until it cools down so that I can dig in and actually eat it. But let's fast forward to that part because no one wants to see a pizza just cool on the counter for like 10 minutes. So I can't wait anymore, guys. Let's eat. So guys, here we have our final pizza. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm gonna dig right in because I don't want to wait anymore. It smells delicious. Guys, it is amazing. The paneer that we have on there with the amazing sauce that we make to go with it, that butter paneer gravy that we put on there, it all comes together so well, and it's nice and spicy and sweet and savory and of course cheesy because of all the cheese we put on top. You're gonna fall in love with this pizza recipe. You're gonna be making it all the time at home. So you definitely need to try this out for yourself. Let us know how it turns out for you and keep on cooking.